you gotta finish in 11th place. You gotta finish in 11th or better to advance to the Daytona 500 to have a spot in the good. So, what are we waiting for? Time to get this thing underway to grab a spot in the Daytona 500 or load up and go home. As Austin Dillon is in the famous number 3 that Dale Earnhardt drove in the 2001 Daytona 500. And instead of David Starr taking over the number 00, he'll take over the number 15 Napa car that Michael Waltrip drove in the Daytona 500 and won the race in 2001. Let's get the race on the way with the most famous words in motorsports. Engines are fired, and with that said, we'll be right back after these messages from Daytona as we return with Can-Am Duel number 2 as we'll go under the lights to see who will advance in the Daytona 500. We'll be right back. Sure, we'll be coming back with coverage of the second duel of the second Can-Am Duel race in a few moments. We'll be right back.
Look out, mouth. Watch out, hips. I'm bringing the world's fastest soft drink to my lips.
Mellow yellow makes you feel so good, so fast. From your head down to your toes. Mellow yellow makes you feel so good, so fast. You just can't drink it slow.
Look out, mouth. Watch out first. This mellow yellow's as good as the first.
Mellow yellow makes you feel so good, so fast.
This Whirlpool washer Jenny got from Lowe's is great. Its customized cycles help protect your favorite clothes by simply asking what and how. Just like I protect my son from that scary octopus.
You can take him, Mom.
Well, they don't call us boxing kangaroos for nothing, son.
Now get 10% off select major appliances $396 or more at Lowe's.
Welcome back to the Can-Am Duel, aka Daytona 500 qualifying race. Duel number 2, as Can-Am Duel and Daytona 500 qualifying race. Duel 2 is provided by Mellow Yellow. Always good in your tummy. Presented by proud sponsor Kyle Lawson, who drops to 51 and 42 this season. And Lowe's, never stop improving. Home Improvement Warehouse. Power sponsor of 6-time champion Jimmy Johnson. And was also the Sonoma winner, Season 2. As we get set for Can-Am Duel Race 2, let's take a look at the starting lineup to see where your favorite driver is starting for this race. You're watching NASCAR on YouTube. Alright, with all that out of the way, all the pre-race news out of the way, let's start you off with your favorite driver starting, as you'll see the starting grid scroll for the Can-Am Duel Race 2. Brad Keselowski and Joe Logano, Penske team at start in the front row, row 1, row 2, Greg Biffle and Austin Dillon. Row 3, Kyle Lawson and Kyle Hampton Sr. Row 4, Sam Hornish Jr. and Kyle Hampton Jr. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and Jimmy Johnson. David Starr in the 15 alongside Carl Edwards. Casey Kane in the 5 car alongside Tony Stewart, the former Daytona 500 winner last season. NASCAR Fan 88 competing for his first Daytona 500 if he comes in the top 11 alongside Alex Bowman. And then in the last row, we have John Hunter Nemechek and Jamie McMurray. But it was also announced that David, instead of the 00 car, since the Daytona 500 in 2001 is 15 years in 2016, David Starr will bring back the famous 15 car that Michael Waltrip drove in 2001 and drove into victory lane with it. And it was announced that Carl Edwards will be switching numbers from 99 to 19 mid-season. And for the first time, if these two drivers make it, if they make it in the Daytona 500, we will have two Hamptons in this race. Kyle Hampton Sr. in the 121 car, and Kyle Hampton Jr. in the 61 car. Both of these drivers ran part-time last season at Martinsville, Kentucky, and Darlington. Now, since they're running full-time this season, can they win the Daytona 500? Can he win the Can-Am Duel and advance to the Daytona 500 and finish 1 and 2 in the Daytona 500? Only time will tell. But for now, let's enjoy the winding laps of the second duel race. Green flag is out. Duel race number 2 is underway. Joe Logano, Brad Keselowski, good with the Ford Fusions, lead them down. Logano leads lap 1. Edwards leads down. Johnson comes up the block. Carl Edwards, but it's not going to work. Johnson in the wall. He's out of the race, and we're not going to get Daytona 500, and gets John Hunter Nemechek comes out of nowhere into Jimmy Johnson. Let's see the replay. Jimmy Johnson comes up to block Carl Edwards, but hey, at least he led the lap, which is good. So, it's barely a good start to the Season 4 for the Sprint Cup Series for Jimmy Johnson. I mean, he won at Sonoma for Season 1 thanks to Mother Nature. And everyone scattering in the inside, trying to avoid him. And here comes John Hunter Nemechek in the 26 car, nowhere to go, checks up, and gets into the 48 car. And they both will not make it to the Daytona 500. What a shame. What a shame. We'll be right back as we will return to the Can-Am Duel after these messages. NASCAR fan 88. I'm Dale Jr. fan. And we'll return after these messages. We'll be right back in just a moment.
When I started at the shelter, no one wanted Benny. So I adopted him. And he's older, so he needs my help all day. When my back pain flared up, I was afraid I would have to give him away. I took Tylenol at first, but I had to take 6 pills to get through the day. And my friend said, try Aleve, just 2 pills all day. And now, I am back for my best bud.
Aleve, all day strong. And try Aleve PM, now with an easy open cap.
Hey, baby, give me a beer.
Taste or no taste?
Whatever.
Well, when you're ready to dance like a man and drink like a real man, come to me. I'll give you a Miller Lite.
You mean, like this?
Man up, because if you're drinking a light beer without great Pilsner taste, you're missing the point of drinking beer. Grab a triple hops brewed Miller Lite. Taste greatness.
Here, hold this. Time for my medication.
Hey, long live the shuffle.
Know it.
Welcome back to the Can-Am Duel race number 2, as this race is brought to you in part by Aleve. All day, 2 pills a day, no pain, no less. Proud sponsor of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. Proud sponsor of Bubba Wallace Jr. in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. And Miller Lite. Tasting greatness. Proud sponsor of Ty Dillon in the NASCAR Xfinity. Is it Ty Dillon? Austin Dillon. Proud sponsor of Austin Dillon in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Proud sponsor of Ben Kennedy in the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series. And Brad Keselowski in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. Green flag on 3 laps to go. McMurray gets the lead, but gets knocked out of the way by Casey Kane. And Tony Stewart get the advantage. He was the Daytona 500 winner last year. He might get in, but he gets knocked out of the way by David Starr. As Keselowski's in the wall this round, number winner. As Hornish goes in the wall, collects Tony Stewart and Kyle Hamilton Jr. They will not make it to the Daytona 500 as David Starr wins the Canyon Door Race 2 and on the spot in the front row for the Great American Race. Well, at least the front row.
Pulling that baby down. Pulling that baby down.
There he goes. What a way to start the season. He deserved the win. He deserved the win, for sure. This was a reenactment to the 2001 Daytona 500 when Michael Waltrip took the checker flag in February 2001. And now, May 2016, David Starr in the same car took the checker flag in the 15 Napa car. Congratulations to DEI making a fantastic comeback, and it comes at the famed Daytona International Speedway where Michael Waltrip grabbed his first win here for DEI. Oh man, let's see the replay of the crash. Right here on the last lap, David Starr gets into Sam Hornish, and it's on as he collects Tony Stewart and Kyle Hamilton Jr. as they almost advanced to the Daytona 500, but since they couldn't avoid the number 9 of Sam Hornish, they will not, as they will pack up their bags and head home, as they will not compete for the Daytona 500. What a shame. Not a good start for Stewart-Haas Racing. Absolutely not. Not for Tony Stewart, though, but Kevin Harvick, he's a little bit off to a good start as he came in 7th place in the first dual race. Congratulations to Harvick in the Busch Light car. But Tony Stewart, he is still having a rough start to his fourth season in the Cup Series. Here is the top 11 that made it to the Daytona 500. David Starr in first place. Austin Dillon in second. Casey Kane in third. Kyle Hamilton Sr. in fourth. Sadly, his son will not be in the Daytona 500. Joe Logano rounds up the top 5. NASCAR fan 88 in 6th. Alex Bowman in 7th. Carl Edwards in 8th. Greg Biffle 9th. Jamie McMurray 10th. And Kyle Lawson in 11th. And here are the drivers that did not advance to the Daytona 500. Those drivers are Ricky Stenhouse Jr., who came across the line 12th. Brad Keselowski, who came across the line 13th. Kyle Hamilton Jr., who did not finish, as in 14th. Tony Stewart in 15th. And Sam Hornish Jr. in 16th. Not a good start for Tony Stewart entering Season 4. Neither for Kyle Hamilton Jr., as this is his full-time season in the Cup Series, as he ran part-time, as he only ran one race at Martinsville Speedway. And that first race was not a good start to his racing career. That is a wrap-up to the Can-Am Duel, aka Daytona qualifying duel races, as Trevor Bayne wins the first duel race, as David Starr wins the second duel race. They'll earn a spot on the grid for the Daytona 500 coming soon to NASCAR Fan 88 Dale Jr. Fans YouTube channel for the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series at Daytona International Speedway under the rights for the Daytona 500. The next race will be the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series Racing for the Next Era Energy Resources 250 at Daytona International Speedway yet again, but this time for the Truck Series, as this will be the first truck race for Season 4. As Trevor Bayne and David Starr wins dual races 1 and 2, they will advance to the Daytona 500 and have a spot on the grid. Until further notice, this is Dale Jr. Fan signing off from the broadcast booth, and I'll see you next time. Peace.